This is the easiest way to become more intelligent, and it starts with having a growth mindset. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Behind HP podcast. Hi, hello, I'm your host Brooke, also known as Honeybrooke, and this is the second episode of season 2, and today we are talking about the growth versus fixed mindset and ultimately how to make yourself more intelligent, because realistically it does start with your mindset, and the growth mindset is always the way to go. So when I was researching the whole growth versus fixed mindset, which I have an idea, I'm very well aware of what these two are, but I wanted to get my facts straight just to make sure I'm preaching the right message, right? But when I was coming across a lot of my quote research, a lot of it was like, I literally would research how to have a growth mindset, but then a lot of it would come up as how to make yourself smarter. So I was like, oh, maybe there's a connection between these two. And so then once I was researching it more, it definitely was like, oh yeah, there's a connection. This is how to do it. And I was like, you know what, this would be great to incorporate. So not only is it growth versus fixed mindset, but also how to become more smarter, intelligent, knowledgeable, if you will. But before we go into today's message, I wanted to do a quick little life update, mostly surrounding the It Starts With You journal. If you didn't know, now you know. For my second season of the podcast, I knew I wanted to make more of like an interactive portion of it. So I wrote this book. It's like a self-help book, but also like a journal. There's so many things in here, like shadow work, journaling prompts, inspiring readings inspired by this whole podcast, and even coloring pages. So if you want to check it out, it would mean the world to me, and the link will be in the description, and you can also find it on Amazon. But surrounding this book, I had my very first public book release party a few days ago, and the vlog for that will be up soon. I wanted to do a separate vlog just for it, but I didn't get enough footage to make a decent amount of vlog for it, so I'm just going to put it in my newest summer diaries video, which hopefully will be coming out before this podcast episode airs. But yes, I just wanted to add that. And if you want to follow me on all my social medias too, the photos, mini vlogs, all of that good stuff is already there. Overall, the party was really fun. I just had my closest girlfriends there, and then my parents were there too, and one of our other family friends, and it just was really fun. We played games, we ate some really yummy charcuterie, and then just all sorts of good stuff. We made mini vision boards, my friends and I wanted to truly film a lot of it, but I feel I was more in the moment for this party, so I didn't get to film as much as I had liked, especially all of the fine details. So I guess that's okay, because I had a really fun time and not worried about filming. I mainly was I was filming before everybody got there, just kind of the decorations and scenery and stuff like that, but I really did being in the moment for this special day. And so yeah, unfortunately I don't have close to any videos of us playing games and stuff like that, which we did obviously the vision boards. We did the left right game / the saran wrap ball game. That was really fun. And then we did lottery tickets that I made and bingo cards. So yeah, I don't have like I said, in the moment wasn't really filming, but the memories are very nice. And you gotta do that once in a while, just be in the moment and not constantly worried about documenting it. So with that being said, what is a growth mindset? What is a fixed mindset? In simple terms, a growth mindset is basically you're not limiting yourself. You're not limiting your mind to what you can and can't do. You're more open to challenges. You're not afraid of failure. Instead, you kind of power through it, and you're not afraid to try everything and anything at least once, and if you fail at it, that's completely okay. At least you tried it. And basically a growth mindset is the thought that you can literally do anything you put your mind to, where a fixed mindset is the complete opposite, in a sense where you're very limited to what you think you can do and what you can't do. And like if you fail at something, you tend to not try it again, or you run away from things that make you feel uncomfortable. What else? That you compare yourself to people, like, oh, she's so much smarter than me, I can never be as smart as her, where a growth mindset would be like, okay, I want to get to that level, how do I do it, and like what are the steps to being like as intelligent as said person, right? On the same topic as intelligence, a growth mindset would believe that, kind of what I just said, that you can eventually get to that point if you work towards it, and it's okay to make mistakes, and as long as like you keep working at it. Where a fixed mindset would be like you're not trying at all, and you just believe that that person got lucky and you can't get to that point, in a sense. A fixed mindset is probably the number one thing that self-sabotages people, in a sense, because I feel like I've said this a million times, that if you want to like have change in yourself, then like it starts with you. It's, well, obviously it starts with you, but it's mainly like your mindset. Like your mindset is the key thing, because I mean your brain controls your entire body, so it's like your mindset controls everything, in a sense. So with that being said, self-sabotaging yourself does come from a fixed mindset. If you're believing that you can't achieve certain things, or that you can never get to that point, then obviously you're never going to try and push yourself out of that comfort zone to try and get to that point where you can actually be like, okay, maybe, yeah, like I'll get there eventually, I just need to keep working towards it. Not, I'm not gonna keep trying because I'm not seeing results. Like, it takes time. But also on that, with having a fixed mindset, you miss so many opportunities where you never know where that could have led you. Where with a growth mindset, I feel like a person with a growth mindset takes every single opportunity that's handed to them, and they definitely are one to make the uncomfortable comfortable, which foreshadowing to probably next week, if not next week, sometime this season, about making uncomfortable comfortable. And yes, so with that, the growth mindset is basically like once you get it down and actually practice it a lot, I feel like there's no way to go back, because almost the same thing with like activating your inner goddess, you start to like raise your standards, and people see you with higher standards, so they start to treat you more respectfully. And with a growth mindset and accepting all of these new learning opportunities and opportunities just in general, that's how you start building that intelligence base. So with that being said, here I saw this on a TikTok when I was doing my research, and it was kind of just one of those like AI videos, but I wanted to share with you the 6 tips that the video shared with me, because I feel like it really backs this up. And this was the exact video that inspired the whole like, okay, like growth mindset equals becoming more intelligent. So with that being said, I can't download it, so I'll just tell you guys what these 6 tips were. So the first one is challenging yourself to try out new things consistently. So with that being said, I feel like that's the same thing as making the uncomfortable comfortable, where when you're trying out new things, you are like getting a new perspective on things you may not have even thought of that you could do or took interest in wanting to do. And with having all of these opportunities, that brings so many like new ideas. So challenge yourself. That is a huge thing. I feel like when people say like growth mindset, the number one thing that comes after that is accepting challenges and ultimately challenging yourself. So the second tip is staying curious literally about everything. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to want to know the reasoning behind things or why certain things happen. Like basically just asking questions and staying curious. So this next one may be a little intimidating, but it's have a conversation who is more knowledgeable and more intelligent than you are. I know that's where a lot of people might like turn away from this and be like, oh no, like I don't want to like Like, in theory, yes, that sounds amazing. In theory, yes, that is the best thing to do, because talking to somebody on a different, like, vibration than you, or somebody who is, like, ahead in life of things that you want to accomplish eventually, and asking them how they did it, what inspired them. Yes, of course, that sounds great. But, of course, we're all human, and we don't want to share our, like, I'm gonna say failures, but it's not failures. I mean, maybe it is failures, I don't know, but we don't want to share that we are just starting out with somebody who's already made it. I definitely feel like I'm the same way. Like, I know everybody says we all start somewhere, and I feel like that is a very comforting thing, and it is true, we all start somewhere. Like, look at me now. But I feel like talking to somebody who is more advanced can be very scary, but I also feel like getting out of that mindset, that fixed mindset that they're going to look down upon me for just starting, could be very, again, self-sabotaging, missing out on so many opportunities, because who knows, this person who may seem very intimidating because they are 10 steps ahead of me could be so sweet and kind and just want to share, like, their just want to share their, like, stories and teachings with somebody. So you never know. So if you're up for it, I challenge you to have a conversation with somebody who has similar goals to you but have already achieved them. So this next one is meditating and, like, taking time to find out your thinking pattern. I feel like that's something we talk about all the time, because meditating is literally grounding, and grounding is pushing the reset button. And especially if you're on, like, a self-help, a better you journey, taking a step back, pushing the reset button, grounding yourself to realize, okay, how do I actually think? Do I think I may have a growth mindset, but in reality, I actually show signs of a fixed mindset? Like, what is it, right? So I'm going to agree with point number 4, that meditating is very important for boosting your intelligence and or fighting off a fixed mindset with a growth mindset. Hi, this is future me editing this video you're watching right now, and if the audio is bad, I'm sorry. I did not want to set up my whole setup just to film this small clip, but basically the clip you're about to watch, I took it out because I didn't really like how it was coming across, because it's not what I was trying to say. So I'm just going to redo it right now. So basically, point 5 is don't hide your faults just to prove your intelligence. And still quoting the video exactly, instead, learn how to overcome these faults and learn how to be better for next time, and basically just, like, be open to learning. I feel like I've tried to explain this a lot and it's not really coming across, again, how I would hope. So I'm just going to give you this information and you interpret it how you feel is best, because every time I try to, it's just not working out. So I'm sorry, please bear with me. Anyways, continue on with the episode. Okay, and the 6th final tip is focusing on one task at a time, which, yes, that is, I guess, the most responsible thing to do. You guys know me, where I like to be doing 60 things at a time, but I did hear somebody say before that if you're doing too many things, then you're really doing nothing at all, because you're not putting all of your effort into all these different things at once, and it's not going to be balanced. Or you're putting your effort into all these different things and really, like, you're not putting any effort into them. You guys know what I mean. But in a way, like, just focusing on one thing, you really do get more done. It increases your productiveness, and it just really, I mean, it's the more responsible thing to do. And then again, you're becoming more of an expert in that one field of things rather than spreading yourself too thin. Again, cut your losses, take a step back, see what you want to focus on right now. And I feel like I'm sounding like a hypocrite, but you know what, that's okay, because everything I'm telling you guys is also things I need to hear and things that I need to go back and work on. So I think right now, my main goal, I feel like I'm taking a little bit of break from the vlogs and writing and stuff, and I'm putting all my effort into this podcast. So I'm with you guys on this. This is my big thing that I am focusing on right now, and I feel like I'm getting better and not spreading myself too thin. So whatever I'm telling you, I'm also doing. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. In conclusion, a growth mindset is not limiting yourself and believing you can face challenges head on and be open to any opportunity that comes your way. A fixed mindset is being more closed off and thinking that you might not be able to do it and not really putting any effort into doing it. And with that being said, the 6 tips, I will not go into those again, but they all benefit working towards a growth mindset. It definitely takes time, and I know I like to think that I have a growth mindset, but then I do fall into times where I let my fixed mindset get the best of me, and that's when I do have to do some self-reflecting. So it is totally okay. I mean, like I said before, once you really get into the mindset of having a growth mindset, it's hard to fall into that fixed mindset like idea again. Like, I don't want to keep saying mindset, but I mean, it does happen. So just don't get too caught up in having a fixed mindset, but just know it might happen. But having a growth mindset is so important, and it's basically just, it's very freeing, if that makes any sense. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, hello. If you are listening on SoundCloud, hello. I'm still trying to get on Spotify. I thought I'd have it figured out by now, but it's taking a little bit of time, so just bear with me. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, y'all.